Hi, this is Askhan from Nine Treasures, and you are listening to The Dan Chan Show.
Hey Askhan, honored to have you on the show, my friend. It goes without saying you're the first band from China I have spoken to. How are you and how are things?
I'm feeling good, and recently I just working on the new materials, and thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, and we'll get into those new materials, so I want to know all about it. So I'm very excited to have you on the show. There's lots to talk about. Can we start by asking how you got into metal, and was it difficult in Inner Mongolia to have access to the metal world, or is that a dumb Western mentality?
It's pretty interesting, you know. When I was in junior high school, and I just bought some CDs in our local CD store. Is that interesting? Because here is not often selling metal records, but
Yeah.
I got it anyway.
So was it it is just generally on sale? You can easily pick up metal records simply like that.
Yes, but not all of the stores selling that. Maybe just one or two.
Right. Okay. And what first records did you get into, and what age were you?
Black Album, Metallica.
Of course, that's I think most people. And so was that when it first came out, or?
No. I bought it in around 2002.
Right. Okay. Cool. About 10 years afterwards. So tell me about the history of Nine Treasures. I've played some of your tracks on my show before, so I'm familiar with your sound and style. Maybe you could explain the historics, how it started, etc., from that first Black album you bought in that shop to where you are now.
I listened to a lot of other stuff, like, melodic, death metal. I listened a lot.
Yeah. Like who?
And,
Who can you give some examples?
like, Children of Bottom
Yeah.
and, In Flames, something like that.
Yeah.
Arch Enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Those are brilliant bands.
Yeah.
Is that okay to say something, words like that
Please,
in your show?
you carry on, be yourself.
Okay, that's great. And and I just listened to that a lot, and I just used it, influenced by them, and I used a lot of ideas in my music also. And after that, I found that why not I put our own culture in it. So that's the first idea came out. Yeah, something like that.
And how did you manage to find like-minded metalheads in China? Because I believe, did you move to Beijing to find your band, or did I read that you had some friends who were at college and they graduated and then they didn't want to carry on playing metal anymore, so you moved, etc.?
Yes, I moved to Beijing in 2010, and then I met some new friends who wants to play with me in Beijing, and we started the band right away after I just arrived after maybe just 1 month. And then we started to rehearsing and while we're working.
So was it easy to find like-minded metalheads like that? Was it difficult? Did you go to clubs, or was it shops, or was it online that you managed to find them?
It's pretty easy. In 2010, the metal scene in China is pretty big already. It's not like the early 2000 anymore.
Right.
It's grew up really, really fast. And at that time, I believe it was around 70 or 80 bands already in Beijing.
Right. Okay. Wow.
Underground metal music scene. Mm-hmm.
So
And we have some elder bands around us, and they taught me a lot about how to form a band and how to carry a good live show, something like that.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think was the difference between, say, 2001 to 2010, 2011 in China for metal? What was it that saw the explosion of the genre?
I think it was it's also during the economic growth. in China, and everybody really open-minded to wants to listening the music outside of China,
Uh-huh.
and they because of the economic getting well, and they can spend more money on music, and
I
people
see.
start to having fun with on a live show and concerts and
Yeah.
CDs and stuff. Yeah.
Because there's a lot, going off the record, the question here, I mean, there's a lot of metal
hmm
bands that visit China now, say more than they did 20 years ago, right?
Yeah. There is a few, organizations who bringing the overseas bands every year in China. Especially, before the pandemic, there was, many bands, coming over to China, and, especially after the Metallica,
Yeah.
got, successfully did 2 nights in a row,
Yeah.
it was, like a explosion.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What other bands have visited? I know Metallica famously visited China. What other bands have you seen, for example, in China?
Like Megadeth and like Limp Bizkit, Core, maybe not Korn, I don't quite remember. And like Nightwish, In
Yeah.
Flames,
Yeah.
Children of Bottom, you name it. Lots of bands. Also some underground thrash metal bands like
Cool.
Vader or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. Now, onto your music. You've released 3 albums and released a best of these three. Was the reason to release a best of to encapsulate the best of the first 3 albums but for new people getting on board with you? Did you re-record some tracks?
Uh, we re-recorded everything, just because we took it really seriously, and we wanted to sound as best as possible, and
Hmm.
because we updated a lot of professional gears over the years,
Yeah.
and we able to do some real industrial standard records on our own, because at the early years we don't have much money, and we don't have advances to
Yeah.
you support our ideas, something like that. So after many years on the music scene, and we stored a lot of the money for the band. So
Mm.
we spent it on our music gear, and
Yeah.
we do our promotion on our own also. So yeah, that's a great, because we don't have to deal with the record label, and we
Mm.
just do what we want. So
So you
yeah.
are, shall we say, a DIY band, a do-it-yourself band. You do everything yourself. You haven't got a label behind you at the moment.
We don't have any label yet, but we built our new management team in America
Yeah.
already, and
Yeah.
they are bang on.
Awesome.
And after these years, it's uh, already over a decade now. So I just really happy that we found our own guy, and they are happy too.
Of course.
We just start getting started to rock out.
Awesome. Now, how important is it that you blend the folk with the metal you produce? Was it always going to be like this when you first started, or did things evolve as you started writing more and more? Because it's a unique sound.
It's not like not the outsider thinks that it's naturally bonded together. It's really hard to bring them together, because you have to first you have to you have to have the songwriting skill in metal genres, and also you need to learn folk language, like musical language. So it's a quite different thing, but you
Mm.
need to have the balance between them, and that's the hardest part. And I think it's more like like orchestral thing too, because more instruments comes in and you need to think differently. It's not like just guitar, bass, and drums anymore. So
Of course, of course. And we've got some beautiful melodies going on, and you've got some exotic instruments on your tracks, especially for the Western ear. Can you explain some of the instruments that you have?
uh we at the live event we use marunkhor, which is the horsehead fiddle,
Yeah, yeah.
and we use balalaika, and those two are our main used folk instruments on live, but we always try something new on the records, because in records we use many other instruments to blend with those instruments, because it sounds good,
Mm.
and it sounds more rich. But I hope we can make it done in the future on live events also, because it's the budgets are gonna going high, and we need to hire more people
Of
into the
course.
band,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
talking about budgets, I saw on your social media that I think it was on Facebook that you set up a home studio to help you with your. Is that to record the album, or is that just to rehearsal reasons? And how do you
Yeah.
like to write and record as a band?
First of all, the home studio is just only for rehearsing,
Yeah,
and I call those guys come over, and they will have we can jam together and
nice.
record some
New ideas.
simple demos, or
Yeah, I like it.
and it, at the beginning, the past three album was written by me almost, and but I want to change that, because the other guys are also you know, get skilled
Hmm.
enough,
Yeah.
and they have the ability to you know, write something cool stuff, you know, because I studied songwriting pretty early than them,
Hmm.
so it's important to bring them in, because it's not a one man job anymore.
Yeah, of course. And what do you like to write about? What's the content of the lyrics?
Lyrics, at the beginning, I was writing about my own, you know, thoughts, and some reflection on on something I often think about, and maybe some emotion
Hmm.
stuff. And but recent years, especially when I found the Buddhism as my
Yeah.
religion, and I learned a lot of way of thinking, and I would say it's another way of thinking. So it's weaponized my my views, I would say.
Yeah.
And then also a lot of new information comes in, and you know, I learned a lot from that, and I want to bring some that the wisdom of the Buddhism into my music, and hopefully it can help people. That's the main goal, and you know, especially the young generation, they don't have how to deal with you know, shitty things in life. Maybe our songs could help them, you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
So the name Nine Treasures, what is it? Where does the name come from?
It's often used in used in Mongolians poetry and something like that, and it's just a really great wishes behind it, you know.
Yeah.
And we used it for our band at the beginning. You know, we wish we can get success or something like that. It's really simple thought, and after that, it's also great for other peoples also. So it's really really a great name,
Mm.
and it's also representing the Mongolian good wisdom behind it, and I really love that name.
Now, akin to bands like Rammstein, do you think your fan base is bigger outside China, especially now?
Not really. Because after 10 years, we already building our management team outside. So, before that, it was all, DIY work. So,
Yeah,
we don't have, signed any label. One label in Germany, they only, handling the physical
yeah,
releases, but,
yeah.
we don't have a professional team yet. We're building it in America right now. So hopefully it will go well and, bring our bands, get more
Or
recognition
global.
overseas. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Mhm.
So, with regards to gigs and tours, etc., do you do a lot of shows in China? I mean, what's the circuit like in China, or is it more of a festival circuit? Because I know you've got a tour of the States
Mhm.
starting next week, and how important is it to play outside China? And when you first started, did you think it would ever be possible?
Um, I, I designed our music to go globally, That's that's the beginning of it. I start with that thought. So, and of course, it's getting a little bit slowly, but the idea is to remain the same. And after the first we came out with 2013 in Wacken Open Air,
Yeah,
and
the Battle of the
we
Bands thing, wasn't it?
yeah, the metal battle.
Yeah,
And we got the champion in China, and we got the chance to go Germany. And after that, we got the second place, and it's a pretty good, great, pretty
absolutely.
great success. And after that, we we got the confidence to know that okay, we can rock out those guys,
Yeah, exactly,
and
exactly.
we thought, we can keep going. Yeah, we absolutely gonna keep going, and that's the idea of it. Yeah.
Do you think there's an element of intrigue and mystery for, say, the rest of the world seeing a Chinese metal band like yourselves doing folk metal with some exotic instruments? Do you think that brings a little bit of intrigue to people and they want to listen and watch you more?
Um, in my opinion, first we need to rehearsal as hard as we can. We need to bring the power into the live show, and
Mm.
and we need to focus more on the music songwriting stuff, because if it's not that just idea, if you have a good idea but you need to work hard on that, to make the crowd happy,
Mm.
and then people will get realized, oh, this guy's, I'm gonna follow this band. This band is great, those things are coming after. Uh,
Yeah,
you need to have you need to have at least standard, living ability.
of course. Of course, of
Yeah.
course.
Mm.
Now, talking about shows, what's the most important show you've played so far in your career?
I would say it's haven't happened yet, because
Oh, okay,
I
okay.
ha I have a more bigger picture in
Of
my
course.
mind,
Of course you
and
have.
but we got really big success on Woodstock, Poland. It was
Mhm.
in 2017, but we need to do more replica of that show also. So anyway, the future is bright, and we're
Exactly.
really excited for that. Yeah.
Sure. So what is on the band's bucket list? What do you want?
Uh-huh. My idea is, put our every energy into our next album,
Mm,
and make sure that we have a masterpiece,
mm,
What I mean by that is, we thought, we're gonna make a standard music at the past three album, but that's not enough. We need to make better than that. We need to make the best out of us, and after that, I think more opportunity will come because you need to work hard first.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's our goal. That's our goal at this moment. And the only goal is make a great album, masterpiece album, and then we will bring our budget to a nice film looking music video,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. That'd be cool.
but it needs money. So.
Of course, you'll get it. So
Yeah.
going back to the touring, who would be your ideal touring partner? Who would you want to play with?
That's a hard question.
Go big.
Metallica. I want to. That's too mainstream for me,
Yeah, too mainstream. Okay.
Yeah, if I wanna tour with, I will tour with some guy like
I'll just let Lars know. I'll let Lars know you're not interested.
I want to play with some hardcore punk bands.
Right. Okay.
That's my favorite.
Okay.
It will be fun. It will be fun.
So, have you met anyone at a festival from a band that's like left you a little starstruck? Or you've seen something? Oh my God! That's really cool.
I watched Trivium.
Trivium. Yeah.
Walking open air, and I will. They quite. I don't get them at the in records,
Right. Yeah.
But after I saw their live show, and I just understand that why they playing like that, and everything's worked out, and their live gig is really great, and also Soilwork.
What's your favorite thing about being in a metal band, Askhan?
We can drink, and of course it's gonna happen after the show.
Yeah, of course.
and but you need to wake up early. At the next day, you need to travel.
Yeah,
and I quite feel dying before the show because hangover. But after you put out your energy on stage, and you sober again, and then you drink again. That's a cycle. A really great feeling.
It's a cycle. So what can we expect?
Something like that.
So what's on the agenda for next year, and when can we expect a new Nine Treasures album?
We're gonna work on that pretty hard, and it needs time because we want to make every detail as great as possible. So most of the time was spent on the songwriting, which was we don't care about at the past 3 albums. We just rushed into the recording session, but that's wrong. We need to put more energy on the songwriting part because everything is based on that. So I would say we're gonna release it in 2023, but the actual time is not confirmed yet.
Sure. Now, what one track from the Nine Treasures back catalogue sums the band up the best? That one track. I'm going to play it next. So this is the next track I'm going to play after this interview. So what one track do you think pinnacleizes the band?
I would say it's my personal favorite. I don't know any other people, what any other people think, but I just really love the song Blackheart.
Okay.
Because I am a diehard fan for hard rock, hardcore music, hardcore punk music. So it's fast and heavy, and representing every favorite from bottom of my heart.
Perfect. And finally, what message do you have for new listeners and old ones, of course? What's the message?
Have fun in metal music, and bring your friends in this great genre of the music and be happy. Yeah,
Awesome.
that's it.
Askhan, thank you so much for joining me on the show today. Good luck with the future, and I hope to see you on the road at some point, hopefully in 2023.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. And thank you again for having me.